Hey, hello, hello. Sorry, for those of you who usually watch my live stream at 11, it has to be earlier today because I have to take Taro Pup in for a check. So thank you for being here. If you're listening to this first part, you're probably watching the replay. So thanks for watching. I will be pulling cards, so stick around and make sure you comment and let me know what your biggest takeaway is. Also, if you, yeah, just stick around. So on the thumbnail, I put the death and rebirth card. I haven't pulled cards yet, but I wanted to use this card because this represents Scorpio. And I feel like I'm a good representative of this new moon in Scorpio because I am a Scorpio and I just had my birthday yesterday. Lawrence, hello. Good to see you. Thanks for being here live. And I had to make sure I put a little, where is it? I put a little thing on the, you probably can't see it. It's a little paw print because this is from Taro Pup's deck because I wanted to make sure in my deck I still had this card just in case. So good to see you. But yeah, I thought I would leave this card out just kind of for inspiration. I know people kind of get scared of it, not of the Lightseer Tarot one because it shows you the potential and what death is really a rebirth of something else. But it is the energy of Scorpio. It does represent Scorpio from the major arcana. Whew, I don't know why I'm so warm. It's definitely not hot out. So yeah, this new moon in Scorpio, to me, just going along with the attributes of what Scorpio is, it's all about those deep feelings and being not afraid to go deep into what we need to learn about ourselves, or maybe it's a situation that you're dealing with. I mean, everybody's different. No, you don't have to be a Scorpio. But I feel like this is a really prominent new moon because we are in Mercury retrograde. It is the time closing into the autumnal equinox where everything is balanced out. So this to me is the perfect time if you've been holding on to anything or wondering how to get through something or make something better. This is the time to delve into your own personal journey with it. I always recommend journaling, even if it's on a scrap piece of paper, because you don't want to keep it. If you're like me, I like to keep my journals nice. And if it's something that I don't want to reread again, I'll definitely put it on a non-permanent piece of paper, and then I'll usually burn it in my tiny little cauldron or something like that. Or if you don't have that kind of thing, you could always shred it or just tear it up into pieces or whatever and recycle it. Always be responsible. But it is a really, really great way for you to just start to clear that energy. Now, I'm not making any promises that you're going to discover something and just everything just works out, because we, each of us, have to do the work and nobody can do it for us. But what I love to use tarot for is to really allow us to help us see the unseen. Okay, so let me just shuffle the cards a little bit. I'm going to pull some general cards for everybody, but for those of you who are here live, I'll also invite you to see if you want a card pulled for yourself, but we'll pull some general ones first. I also have my Moonology decks here. I've got two decks, just Moonology and the Moonology Manifestation deck, because I basically only use them on the major moon cycles. So last time was the full moon. It was only a couple of weeks ago. So I think this is just a really great time to be okay, not being okay. Sometimes we just want to push it away because we want life to be perfect. We see social media and how everybody just has their life all together. Well, nobody does. Let's be realistic. That life is not like that. Life is not like the movies. Maybe little snippets can be, but we're realistic about our own lives. So when we see ourselves comparing ourselves to other people or other situations, we always seem, I shouldn't say we always, sometimes we seem like we fall short. And to me, it's so important for us to just honor our own little circle, honor our own life, and not see ourselves in comparison to what's going on around us. Okay. Man, it took me many, many decades to learn that one. So please, especially if you're young, please learn that early on in life. It will save you so much BS, I'm telling you. So, tarot, let's pull a card to just start things off here, please. Okay, of course, in typical Lorraine mode, I've got to pull 3 cards. Three came all at the same time. And we've got the Two of Swords, which is really good because it's showing you that there are some things on your mind that have been maybe picking away at you, but you've been avoiding trying to figure them out. And I don't mean to say avoid because I know it sounds like a judgmental word, but there's a reason sometimes. You know, we might be in the middle of dealing with our kids or at work, and we can't sit there and have a full-blown meltdown or start thinking about ourselves because we're in responsible mode, and totally get it. But this Two of Swords is reminding you that there's a time and a place for you to sit down, take the blindfold off, and allow yourself to sit in that emotional intelligence and try and figure stuff out. Because the other 2 cards I think are really good. We've got the Nine of Cups, because maybe the first thing you do is think about, oh no, what do I need to fix? What's wrong? This thing that's been looming and I've been avoiding it. That's one side of it. The other side of it is reminding yourself of all of the blessings you have. Here we go with the blue light happening again. I think it has to do with the card. Anyways, so with the Nine of Cups, it's reminding us to remember how wonderful it feels to feel good. Cups is about emotion. Cups is also about intuition. So to me, right now, this Nine of Cups is saying, when you really trust your intuition and you get confirmation and feedback that it was right, how good does that feel? I know for me, I'm like, yeah, confirmation is fantastic. We need to feed that part of ourselves more often. We tend to be more judgmental toward ourselves because we figure that's helping us learn and grow. And to a point it is, but you can't just do that one thing. You can't just be there. You've got to allow yourself to wallow in the amazingness of it all. And the third card that came out is the High Priestess, and it's the number 2 as well. You know, 2 of Swords, the number 2 in the major arcana. A High Priestess is just saying that really honor what you're feeling and allow it to flow. When we stop the flow by thinking, hey, Jackie, good to see you. Thanks for being here. When we stop the flow, when we start thinking, we stop the flow. See, this energy is flowing down into her head, but if she starts getting into overthinking mode, it's not going any further down. It's not bringing vitality and enlightenment to the rest of her body. And we do that sometimes. And it's okay. That awareness is the key to getting through anything. So with this new moon in Scorpio, this is giving you the opportunity to really trust your magic. Just imagine things. Mercy, good to see you. Yeah, we all do. We really do. It's kind of a superpower at times. And when we think about it, when we overthink, we're overthinking. Like I'm over it. I'm overthinking. Like we can shift the words around a little bit, right? And make a little fun of it. Like it's like I'm overdoing the dishes. My typical analogy. Don't look at my sink right now. Yesterday was my birthday. I'm like, I'm not going to do it today. And then comes today. It's like, oh, I wish I just got it over with. And that's two of the High Priestess energy as well, is just allowing things to continue to flow no matter what. We impede things. I don't know what's going on with me. Yeah, over it. Totally over it. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it was very quiet. Just me and Tarot Pop. So it was good. So those were the 3 cards to start. And why do I always have to do this? Excuse me. I'm good. So I wanted to pull from these Moonology decks as well. And yeah, so like I said, I'm here early because I have to take Tarot Pop. It's about an hour and a half drive in and an hour and a half drive back to get his little leg looked at. Get some new wrap on there. I wonder what decoration they're going to put on. So let's see what the Moonology cards are. And yes, they're going to come up with a different phase of the moon, but I really feel that this is a prominent thing for us to remind ourselves that going deep in this new moon in Scorpio is always a good thing. And I'm actually ahead of the game because it's tomorrow, Wednesday, is the new moon in Scorpio. And so I'm glad I'm a little bit ahead because I'm already feeling the energy of it. I don't know about you. It can come in the form of, lack of energy, or it's just a shift from what you're used to. And I like to blame the celestial stuff going on for that stuff. Thank you. You look great. All the best for Healing Pup. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't feel any older. All right, let's see what the Moonology card has to say. Full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. And yeah, like I was already saying, we need to release things. And what you maybe don't have anything negative to release, but I think, what am I trying to say? It might be something that you're ready to, a habit you're ready to release, but it doesn't have to be something bad. It could just be, that's not serving me anymore. So I'm going to release it and move on to something else. I think that that's an important distinction is a letting ourselves go deep and release things. Let's pull another one from the manifestation one. So this is one that we can really start to hone in on, that 2 of Swords energy that might be preventing us from coming up with solutions to not to problems, but to things that we really want to have in our lives. Let's see. Nope, too many want to come. It's not time yet. Got no flippers or jumpers coming. Top card. New moon in Leo, shine. This one comes up a lot. I swear there's more cards in the deck. And I think it's realistically, once you get rid of the junk and the gunk and the energy that might feel sticky or dark and murky, then, and you can look at it that way. Like when I do meditations, and I do guide them and stuff as well, but when I'm doing my own, I'll see the negative things or the thoughts or the situations that keep popping up, even if they're from the past. And instead of letting that movie run through my mind like a movie, I'll turn that into energy. I'll use my imagination and just start seeing it as dark smoke or murky something. And I'll do an imagination where I have like a vessel of some sort in front of me, a box or something, imagining it as I'm meditating. And I'm allowing the energy to release through me and go into this box, something that's going to have a lid that I can eventually close the lid and ship it off to wherever. Or another one that I've done is somehow it's a porous rock and the rock just absorbs it. And then I throw it into the deep ocean. Or like our imaginations can do so much. So when we do that, we're actually physically releasing stuff as well. And it feels, at least when I do it, in my experience, it feels more, my body feels lighter. I feel like this death and rebirth card, that everything else is just going on around me. And within me, I just feel like there's this possibility and hope and space that negative swirling stuff took up. There's space now to bring in these things that make you shine, these things that, even if you don't know what it is, you can then, and sometimes I'll do this, I'll just imagine light coming in, whether it's from the sun or whether it's angelic light, and just allow it to come in and just watch it in the meditation as I'm just sitting there breathing. I'm imagining it's happening. And the cool thing is I'll start to see colors and I'll be like, oh, I wonder why that color showed up. Because it's not always white light or gold light. Sometimes it's pink. Sometimes it's blue. Sometimes it's purple. And I'll just sit in wonder at it and watch it all unfold. I love those meditations. I'm going to have to do one later when we get back, because it's better than watching a movie, realistically. So, yeah, so that's really all the new moon energy needed to really bring out. But for those of you who are still here, now I'm inviting you to pop in the comments. If you would like a card pulled, I will pull a card for you. Get my coffee in while I can. I'm going to put these cards back in the deck. So just pop in the chat. I know it takes a couple moments for it to come through. And please ask for a card. You don't have to ask a specific question. This could just be what can inspire you for new moon. And I don't know who's here, so if people who are still here from earlier. Okay, so we have Eileen, we have Lawrence. All right, let's start with Eileen then. Oops, what the heck? It was Lawrence who said it. Sorry. Thanks again, Eileen. So Lawrence, you were the first one here. So yes. And I do recommend, if you do have something on your mind, just bring it up in a non-detached way to bring in some solution for it. And anyone else who wants a card, please let me know in the comments. Okay. So this is for Lawrence. Okay, you heard that drop. We've got the Four of Cups. To me, this is saying it's time to release feeling like you need to feel something different than you do. Maybe you're not as excited about something that everyone's like, why aren't you, you should be. I don't know if that resonates or not, but it just feels like there might be some situations where you're not feeling the enthusiasm that you might even think you need to feel. And often this card is saying maybe you're not seeing the blessings that are there, but what I'm picking up is you got to feel what you feel. And during this new moon energy, this is the time to kind of start going, I wonder why. Why am I feeling this way? How can I go deep on this to discover? Because we don't want to just go, I shouldn't be feeling this, therefore I'm just going to cover it up and pretend, right? Because it's going to come up again. We need to honor what we feel. And I hope that makes sense for you. And it's like, be okay with where you are. Sometimes we're not outwardly or even inwardly showing how we feel about something. So that's something to discover as well, is to really go deep on how is my response to what's going on. I'm also picking up that this might be like you're not trusting your own feelings. And by that, I mean your intuition. You're not trusting maybe the gut instinct because maybe you've been told not to believe it. Maybe you've been told it's wrong, or maybe it's been proven to be wrong 1 or 2 times, but the rest of the time it was right. So something for you to think about. I hope that makes sense. We're going to pop that back in the deck. And then we have Jackie and Eileen and Mercy. I'll get that in a second. Okay. So for Jackie, let's see what the card comes up. You got the 8 of Pentacles. To me, it's really saying that honor the cycles. We're in the cycle of the new moon right now, where sometimes the energy isn't as prominent. Your life might not be reflecting the work that you've been doing, the inner work, the outer work, whatever it might show up for you. And to me, it's really just keep doing what you're doing if it feels right. Because if it doesn't feel right, maybe it's time to take a step back from it. Perfect Mercury retrograde, just reset. And maybe this isn't the cycle to continue that. But it's not saying you're quitting or whatever. It's just saying that this, for now, it doesn't feel right to keep going. So I'm gonna pause it. And I know this 8 of Pentacles in this deck is a lot different than the regular Rider-Waite. I don't mean regular, but the traditional Rider-Waite. But that's what I'm picking up from that for you. So I hope it makes sense, Jackie. All right. You're welcome, Lawrence. I hope it made sense. Okay, let's read what you have to say. I tried to release the negative, but wow, it's always something. My saying is life is beautiful. I always look for something every day to look that makes me smile. Yeah, and I love that. And it's okay when things make you sad or angry. That's an emotion too, and it's just as valid. And honoring that, and then you can turn around and say, life is beautiful because I see the contrast. Thank you for sharing that. I love it. You're welcome, Jackie. All right, let's go to Eileen. Let's see what we have for you. Just think about receiving the message you're most meant to hear, or think about whatever specific one you have. Top card. You have the Hermit. Permission to go and do nothing. Actually, it's not nothing. It's a lot of inner stuff, inner work. And if you might be rolling your eyes going, oh my God, more inner work, get me out of here. To me, this is very focused inner work. And I think this new moon is a really good time to do that. So if you can find time in the next 24 to 48 hours to dedicate to just going inward, to just taking inventory on who Eileen is on the inside. And if there's something specific on your mind, don't try and direct it. Just start with the intention of being open to insight about it. And just notice where it goes. And meditation isn't about not thinking, but it's directing your thought in a specific direction. So use your imagination to do that. Maybe you allow yourself to pretend you're sitting in a forest and you're inviting creatures or people to come up to you and connect with you and communicate in that way. So you're sitting, waiting, not even waiting. You're sitting there with an invitation to say anything that's of divine light can come to me and converse with me right now and just see what happens. And be ready for it to all sound like your own voice. So it'll be like, I'm making this all up. And it'd be like, well, it's just going to show up in your voice because that's how spirit knows you. So I hope that makes sense. All right. Mercy, your turn. Okay. Just be open to receive the message you're most meant to hear. Justice. Whatever is on your mind, if you can start thinking about solutions from the point of view that it's all good, it's always going to work out. And, just like you said, my life is beautiful. Everything always works out. That question that coaches sometimes ask, if success was inevitable, what would you do? Whatever those questions are like. To me, this is showing you that things always do work out. And with that end in mind, that's how you can start thinking of solutions to things. And not even solutions if it's a problem solution based thing, but it's more like, how can I experience this in a more balanced way? How can I experience this in the highest form possible? And that's a great question to ask in those negative situations. How can I experience this from a loving perspective? How can I shift my perspective? And if you notice in this card, there's a different perspective, and it doesn't look identical. She looks a little different this side than this side. So that other side of ourselves is still us, but I don't want to say distorted. Oh, I just did, but I don't mean distorted in a way that it's awful. It's just different. So I hope that makes sense. You're very, very welcome. That is wonderful. Blessings. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Anyone else here would like a card pull? Let me know in the comments. I do want to share something though. Yesterday when I had my accountability group, that's a real dry terminology for the wonderful ladies that I connect with Mondays and Fridays. We've been together for like 6 years, and we were just kind of put together from a coaching group we were in, and we just connected. So it's always on Zoom. And during that, we were having a deep conversation, which is great. I love our conversations. And I looked out the window and I saw a hummingbird. Yeah, there's still hummingbirds that live up here in southern British Columbia. But I saw this blur and I'm like, oh, what is that? We've got chubby little birds that fly around, but I was like, this one's different. And yeah, it was a hummingbird. And then it sat in the bush very, very briefly. And I was just overcome with emotion because to me, it's my mom. And I think maybe my sister too. There was only one, but it made me think of them both because it was my birthday. And I was just overcome with emotion. Like, it was good. I wasn't sad or anything like that. And the cool thing is, this morning, not too long ago, as I was setting things up to do the live, it came back. It might have been a different one. It was bright green, bright emerald green. And it was flitting around. I think it was looking for food. Like, I had some colored, like pink colored flowers. They're not real. And I felt bad. I'm like, oh no, I don't have food for it. So I kind of judged myself. That's my long way of going back to that the card that was there. It wasn't the judgment card, but you know what I mean? The justice card. And it really I felt bad about it. But at the same time, I was in such awe because I don't have a feeder and stuff like that up here. Other people do, and I know they can go where they need to go. And I just thought it was really super special. I'm one who really loves to look for the symbols of things. So when you're meditating and things like that, be open to what comes through. Like I was saying with Eileen, with that hermit card, be the beacon of light in that stillness that you're within, and allow the energies of love and light to come to you. And when you say it in a way like that, then you'd have no fear about something that is coming to you that isn't of that highest vibration. So no one else wants a reading? Because if not, I will call it a Tarot Tuesday. I will be here. I'm hoping for Tarot After Dark, which is at 6 p.m. Pacific on Thursday. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you are interested in tarot and you want to know a little more and you don't already have the tarot cheat sheet, pop tarot cheat sheet, like put tarot cheat sheet in the comments, and I'll send you a link for the free download that gives you some ideas on how to use tarot in a way where you don't have to memorize the cards. And that's a way for me to keep in touch with you as well. I'm coming up with an idea for Black Friday. I know it's not usually me to do Black Friday things. It's actually not even tarot related. It's dusting off something I have from the past. So if you are here because you were attracted to my channel title, Introvert, then this is probably going to be for you. So I'll let you know a little more about that as it kind of unfolds itself. So thank you. You have a blessed day as well. Thanks so much for being here. Lorraine's cheat sheets are brilliant. I have them. They're great. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I want to revamp them too, but at the same time, they are what they are. I want to keep moving forward from there. So thank you all for being here on this impromptu live stream. And I hope you have a fantastic new moon. Keep in touch. And we will see you Thursday for Tarot After Dark for those of you that are still up. All right. Take care. And I'll give Tarot Pup some hugs for you. And we'll see you later. Take care. Peace.